Hello. This is Jonathan, and you're listening to the Johnny Talks podcast, the place where we help you achieve your financial goals. Hello, amigos. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are, whether that's in Bali, Copenhagen, or San Diego, California. And if you're a new listener, I want to give you a special warm welcome to the show. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you're a returning listener, thanks so much even more for sticking with me. Really appreciate you joining me on this podcast adventure. In today's episode, we will speak to my friend Naza, whom I met in Copenhagen in Denmark. I met Naza through common friends when visiting them in Copenhagen on several occasions. We've been keeping in touch through Facebook over the years. She's a positive person, she's fun, and when I met her, she actually seemed very happy and dedicated about her career. However, just in November of last year, she posted on her Facebook profile that she would leave her corporate job and her happy life in the Danish capital to move to Asia to pursue her dreams. She wants to become a licensed yoga teacher, which she just got by the way. She wants to teach English to underprivileged Thai children, and she wants to open her yoga school in Bali. So quite many projects. And this was quite a surprise to me, as I thought that she was thriving in her 9-to-5 job and enjoying life in Copenhagen. But I am very happy and excited for her at the same time. I wanted to know more about this drastic lifestyle change. The reasons, the wake-up call, the preparations, the mindset shift, and the finances, of course. Naza will share her story and lessons with us on the show, and even if you're not planning to change your life in such an extreme way, there are some great takeaways from the conversation for all of us. This episode is for you if you currently feel stuck in your career, in a routine, you have goals and dreams, but they seem far out of reach, you do not feel confident about achieving them, and you do not know where to start. And this can be anything, right? It can be just changing cities, moving to another country, getting a new job, starting your own business, etc. Whatever your goal or dream, I really hope that Naza's story will inspire you to take action. And without further ado, let's hear the interview. Hello, Naza. How are you doing today?
Hi, Jonathan. I'm doing great, thank you. Excited and getting ready to make my move to Asia that we will talk about in this session.
Fantastic. Exactly. That's the exact thing I wanted to talk about today on the podcast. Because Naza is actually a friend I've met a couple of times in Copenhagen. We met through friends. A crazy Italian and a crazy Belgian. We'll not name them here for for anonymity, etc. But back to Naza. So I will just read the post you posted a few weeks ago, which sparked my interest and this episode.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years ago, I posted an April Fool joke on Facebook that I was going to move to Bali to open a youth hostel. That post got so many likes and comments, and I remember thinking, damn, that really sounds amazing. How I wish that was true. Well, the time has come for me to pursue my dreams. And then there's a whole speech, but I'll leave it to there. So basically, this sparked my interest. So you made a joke a few years ago, but then today you're ready to make the move, as you just said. So that's fantastic. I've met you a couple of times, and when I met you, I think the last time is 2015, so it's already 4 years ago. But I think you were still in your corporate job, right? In your 9-to-5 job. And
Yes.
to me, it seemed to me that you enjoyed it. So maybe can you just tell us what you were doing and why you were enjoying it so much?
Yes, so I think back then I was actually working for a consultancy company, doing something a bit different than what I did after that. But I thought I enjoyed it, and I guess people change, people transform. So my views, my values have changed quite a lot. I have always been very ambitious and very career-driven. I think some of it could be because of my background. I'm from Kazakhstan, which the culture is very like you push your children to achieve so many things in life. So I've always thought that's what was important to me. Career, having a good job, a good income, stability, and now I actually came to realize it's not what I wanted. It's what my parents or my family or the society wanted for me. And the more I got to know myself better, the older we get, the more some of us, hopefully, we do develop and grow as people. So I grew quite a lot. And then when I got to know myself better, I realized that that's actually not what is important to me. And there are other things that I really love doing, which actually led me to do this change, to make the move.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to ask your age because you're a lady. That's not appropriate. But I know from our experience, you should be about in your mid-30s, just to give more context to the audience, huh?
Yeah,
So
that's correct.
That's correct. Okay, that's a good guess. So I didn't burn myself here. But okay, and so you were in consultancy, and then you realize, look, it's not what I necessarily want. It's maybe what society dictates, or the culture, or the parents.
Mm-hmm.
How did you realize that it's not something you want? What happened?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, the Facebook post was a couple of years ago. So already back then, I had these a bit early thoughts about, oh my God, I love traveling, I love Asia, I love adventures, and I felt a bit stuck in this 9 to 5 job, and I felt very conflicted, and you could also see that from the post that I had this side in me already 2 years ago. But what actually sparked it further was, and it's a very personal story that I will share, but it's a good friend of mine who, around 8 months ago, came to visit me, and I was working from home, and he was just here, because I had to work, and I said, look, can you just, do something and entertain yourself? And I had some Skype calls. After that, I had to do some paperwork or some admin work, emails, and then I was kind of ready to shut down my computer.
Mm-hmm.
And so after I did that, he came up to me and he said, I could really feel a shift in your energy. I could feel how happy and how energetic you were when you were speaking to people. In the Skype meeting, it was a team meeting, so there were a lot of jokes, a lot of funny, silly things. And he said, like, I really liked how energetic you were. And then after you ended the call and you had to sort of dig into I worked at a bank, so I had to do like all bank-related, very serious things and paperwork and, emails. And he just felt that I wasn't happy. I was not happy doing that. I was frustrated. And that little comment, and he didn't mean anything, but he just he had an observation, he shared it with me. And for some reason, that comment stuck with me until even today. I remember it so clearly. I couldn't get over that comment. And actually, at the same time, I started getting into yoga and meditation because my job was really, really stressful, and I was like always anxious, always afraid of what will happen tomorrow. It was like very chaotic, so I needed some tools to sort of handle that. And then I got into yoga and meditation, which shifted me, and I just discovered some sides of me that I never knew before. Like really got to know myself on a deeper level. So that's where my thought process started. And then I came back, I went on summer holidays. I came back from summer holidays and I just couldn't imagine myself coming back to my job. So I had this, I would say like a mental burnout. I didn't feel well for a month or two. And had some time to reflect about, what do I want? And there was this. I know it sounds maybe a bit weird, but there was a very clear inner voice in me saying, "You have to do this. You have to move. You have to get out of your comfort zone."
Mm-hmm. So, in your work, were there things you really enjoyed doing? What were these things?
Yes. So, talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
I had some few gigs which were not part of my job description, but it was basically, facilitating like team meetings, doing presentations, talking about personal, like, mindfulness at work, corporate mindfulness and things like that, talking about our corporate values, like soft things that I really, really like doing. I like to inspire people and people coming up to me and saying, yeah, you did such a great job and you are so inspiring to listen to and you know yourself so well. So all this, like everything that was related to people and people relationships was a lot of fun for me.
Mm-hmm. Not the technical, the whatever banking stuff you were doing, or like more paperwork or admin, or a more technical stuff. Yeah. Okay, so it's really this soft skill. Okay, very good, very good. So it makes sense then, because then if you are doing yoga and mindfulness things, and then you even organize it at work, it makes absolute sense that you want to go more into that direction. So I see the logic.
Yes, that's good.
It might, from the outside, when I've seen people leave corporate jobs to do something totally different. And sometimes people, you don't realize where it comes from. But here, people don't know. It's because people don't know the person. If I know you're into mindfulness and you do yoga, it seems logic to me that, yeah, at some point you want to make it your full-time occupation. I would say it like this. So it makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay, and you mentioned as well to me prior to the episode, to the recording, that you also did a lot of reading.
Mhm.
Did that also help you find this inner voice?
Yes, definitely. I don't think I would have come as far as I have without all the books. Started reading, spirituality, mindfulness, meditation, but also, mindset, books about how to shift your mindset, how to be more positive, because you can never do something like this, what I'm doing right now. You could never do that without having confidence in yourself, right? You have to believe that your plan is going to work. You have to believe that you are going to be fine. You're not going to end up poor somewhere and not having money to come back to Denmark. So all this positivity, attracting things that you want in your life, law of attraction, if you've heard of it. So that is something that I try to spend at least, half an hour a day. Not always I succeed, but at least, when I have the time, I try to prioritize my own self-development, shifting my mindset, like getting rid of all the limiting beliefs. I'm not good enough, nobody's going to buy my stuff, or nobody's going to go in my retreats, and there's so many yoga teachers. Why should, all the other things that you sometimes your like inner voice tells yourself, the doubts, the self-doubts. You have to get rid of that. There's no other way.
I talked about self-confidence with a buddy of mine, Brad. It's an episode released in November. And okay, we talked about his way of building up confidence. So you said, well, look, by reading books, I build up my confidence. Is that the way to get rid of those mental blocks? Or is it really through reading that you can get more confident? Or is it practicing this meditation or mindfulness?
It's a combination.
A combination.
Of course, books is theory, right?
Yes.
It's good to know theory, but you have to practice, you have to implement it, and you also have to see it as, and sometimes I have to remind myself that it's not a journey like a linear, journey. It's always one step back, three steps, one step forward, three steps back. You have to see it as a zigzag, but eventually you get there. You get better and better. But in terms of practice, I do have some things that I try to do every day, like visualization. I have made a collage with all of my dreams and goals. I put it on as a background on my phone, on my laptop, on my iPad. I see it everywhere, basically. I ask, and you can call it whatever you want, the universe, God, higher power. But I do ask every day for the things I want in life. And I believe, you have to believe that you will have it, and you actually have to act according to a lot of law of attraction books. You have to believe, you have to act as if you already have it now. So if you want abundance, if you want financial freedom, you have to act as if you have it already, and be grateful for what you have, actually.
Yeah, I like that, especially the grateful part. I don't know about all this law of attraction stuff, but at least it's true that if you act towards what you want and you ask for it, you're not afraid to ask for it. I think it helps a great deal. And whether you ask it to God, to the universe, to your neighbor, but just the fact of asking, it's kind of making it seem possible.
Yeah, I think it's also on subconscious level. If you have this, asking every day, or have this regular practice of asking and visualization and meditation. Sometimes I meditate and I just visualize how, in the future, the plans that I have, that how they manifested themselves. If you have that, it's even if you don't believe in God or you don't believe in universe or law of attraction, it's your subconsciousness is working, so I really believe in that, and it actually has worked for me with minor things in life. So I would really recommend to look into that if you want to sort of, if you have some things you want to manifest in your life.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. And then, so you are you're practicing gratitude meditation, and then now you find your inner voice, and you want to make the move to go to Asia to teach English, to Thailand, and to develop, I think, your business for to teach yoga as well.
Mm-hmm.
How do you organize all this? I mean, what are the practicalities? How do you do this, and how do you announce that to at your company?
Well, I've already quit actually. I resigned a couple of months ago, so that part is covered. On a practical level, so I'm leaving in January. I will be certified as a yoga teacher end of January, and then then I'll do some traveling, some meditation retreat in between, and then in March I'll be certified as an English teacher. It will take me 3 weeks to do that, and then 1st of May I will start working. So that's where my new life really will begin. I think I really want to stay in Chiang Mai, in Thailand, but that depends on availability and where I get a placement. But I really want to be in Chiang Mai. I think it's a really cool place. On a practical level, so I'm actually working now with a freelancer and building a blog. So that will be my instrument, together with Instagram and maybe YouTube later on, to sort of grow my business. And it will be. I do believe in several sources of income, so I don't want to just say, okay, I'll have a yoga studio and that's it, or I'll only do meditation or yoga retreats. I will have different sources of income. I have several ideas, and but the first step, of course, is getting the blog rolling and get some. I hope to get some partnerships in place at some point. And get that thing. The thing going, and I will have some time between February and May to work on that intensively while being somewhere in Asia, in Thailand probably. So
very good. And this is a personal finance blog. Okay, here we also talk about lifestyle, so stories such as yours. And I don't want to make it boring, but talking about finances. How have you planned the move? Do you have some savings, an emergency fund, or did you save up for like 1 year of savings or something? Or I will go by myself and I start to make money there. It doesn't matter. Or do you have some contingency plan?
No, I do have some savings. So I have been saving up for the last couple of years, like seriously saving. So I will be good for the next year or two, depending on my lifestyle. So would not recommend doing it without having some backup plan. That would be very risky, even for the most courageous of us. So I'm lucky. I'm privileged to have had this opportunity to save up, so that I can feel secure right now. That if everything goes wrong, I will still have, something. On top of that, cutting costs is something that I've always been very into makeup, fashion, clothes, brands. That is something that I have cut down severely in the last 6 months. So no new clothes, no expensive brands, sold some of my wardrobe out already. And you have to prioritize, right? Because you cannot keep up with the posh lifestyle if you want to be location independent. If you want to succeed, you have to prioritize other things in life. So that would be my second advice, I think, saving, and just cut out anything you can cut out from your spending.
And Naza, we talked about it just before, about the confidence. So my question to you is, how confident are you that this adventure will be successful, like launching your business, being an English teacher, etc.? Any fears, any doubts, or you're like, no matter what, I will succeed?
I love this question because it's something that I'm kind of dealing with today. There are definitely fears, there are definitely doubts, but I am very, very determined, and I am positive, but of course there are fears, and if I didn't have any fears, it would be I think it would be a bit strange, you know. So yeah, I sometimes I do wake up at night and I'm like, what did I start? What am I doing? But most days I'm confident. Yeah.
And I know you're happy in Copenhagen and you enjoy it there, etc. I mean, we have those common friends, and you live your life. So, what are you gonna miss from Copenhagen?
A lot of things, actually. I think what I will miss most is probably the comfort of life here. How everything just works, how efficient people are. The other day I had to renew my driver's license, and everything is just automated here. You just go to the commune. They're not even like people serving you. It's all machines now. So you just go to a desk. It's a computer asking you to type in your information, and everything is done automatically. Things like that I will definitely miss. I know that for sure, because I know that other countries do not. I mean, I spent some years abroad prior to this experience, so I can definitely already compare now that things do not work as well in other countries.
Yeah, correct. And I live in Luxembourg now, and I miss some of the efficiency and the digitalization. I even complained yesterday some paperwork at the bank. I'm like, come on, it's 2019. Get this digitalized. I mean, really, like. Oh, anyway, but enough about this rant. But any other stuff that you will miss from Copenhagen besides this practical aspect? The vibe, the city, the people, the friends, the mentality.
All of the things that you mentioned. I mean, it's a very nice and cozy city. Of course, it's very comfortable. It's I love biking. I have my bike and all of my favorite places to eat. With the restaurant scene, the things you can do. The Copenhagen during the summer is amazing when the weather is nice. Of course, I'll miss it. But the way I see it is, if I miss it too much, I can always come back, right? Nothing is stopping me from changing up. So,
so you will start this move, this new life in Asia, but you're still flexible, as I hear. So would you come back to Europe, or do you want how much time do you want to give yourself actually when you're in Asia?
So basically, the first year I'll be teaching in Thailand. The second year, depending on how my business goes, if I manage to be location independent by the end of the first year, then I will probably move to Bali. I really would love to live in Bali. I love Bali, and I have this vision of me having this nice house next to the beach and doing yoga retreats and whatnot. So that is the goal, but I'm also very flexible, because I know then you plan and life happens, and no matter what happens, it will be for the better, because I believe that everything happens for a reason. So you never know. Maybe I'll meet someone and I will move to a third country. You never know. So I'm very open.
Okay, that's very good to hear. And Naza, so did you have a property in Denmark, by the way?
No, I don't have.
Okay, so you're very flexible.
Yes. For some reason, I've thought about buying property, and something always stopped me. And now I know what that was.
It's that inner voice.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah. No. So, Naza, it's very exciting. I'm very excited for you to see how this will change your life, and if it's gonna be for the better, if you're gonna stay there, if you're gonna be successful, which I wish for you. And who knows? I would like to be kept updated, but we are friends, at least on Facebook. But what about the readers? What about the listeners? How can they get to know more about you?
Well, they can follow. Right now, my biggest platform is Instagram, so they can check out my Instagram. My name is Nazita_DK.
Yeah, I'll leave it all up in the show notes, so you can follow Naza on Instagram. And the blog?
The blog is under construction, and I'm planning to launch it within the next, several months. But I have to kind of finalize it. But it's coming, and maybe YouTube also.
And for the listeners, I mean, that want to make a lifestyle change such as yours, okay, you gave already some tips, cut costs, etc. Do you have like 2 or 3 tips about believing yourself, etc.? I mean, do you have like two, 3 concluding tips?
Yeah, so basically, I would really embrace the mindset shift. If you have anything, ask yourself what is stopping you and why, and how can you get rid of that? And already there, there are so many tools out there. Just Google law of attraction, mindset, positivity, whatever, manifesting things. There's so many resources. Work on your personal transformation, I would say, and without it you are not ready. I would say you have to be ready for this, so don't push yourself and just start reading up and doing all the practices and believing in yourself, and then once you feel ready you will do it. And yeah, life is too short. I would say if that is something that you are considering and you are not happy with your life now, don't waste your life on just be on settling for something that is less amazing than what you deserve.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. And just a question as well that just pops in is that, I mean, you make a drastic lifestyle change. You're gonna go for it in January. How does your family, your mother react? Your friends in Copenhagen or your friends abroad? How does your entourage react?
I think they're very divided in the sense that some of my friends and some of my family is very supportive and very excited for me. There are also people who just don't get it. They're like, "What are you doing? Why are you changing you had such an amazing life. Why are you changing it?" So that's how it is. People are different. We have very different opinions, and that's fine. I mean, but yeah, my immediate family is very supportive, luckily, and also a bit worried. I understand that. It's a big, but I do get the support from them, and that's really nice. And my friends are also supportive, and I do have a lot of people who also find it very inspiring. They're like, I want to do it, but I don't have the guts. But I'll follow your journey, and maybe someday I'll have the courage to do it. So.
Yeah, and it's great if they follow you because you're doing it. So you're not just reading books and saying, I believe in yourself, or I don't know, be grateful every day. Yeah, you do that, but you also achieve results, and that's great. That's what I enjoy about your story, because you're taking action.
Yeah, and that's also something that I want to kind of keep sharing on my Instagram and later on in my blog, like my personal journey, but also how can you get there, or how can you start? What should you do, if you wanted to do something about your situation, how can you be as ready as possible?
No, very good. And Naza, do you have something as well to say to people? I mean, there's probably listeners as well who are happy in their job, in their corporate life. That's also good. I mean, I was happy as well in some of the jobs I had before. I was happy. I mean, nothing could change my mind. I was happy, and then it was an easy life, and this and that. Today it's a bit different, depending on the situations. But what would you say to people that are happy, that enjoy this life? Do you have a message for those people as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's very good if you're happy doing what you're doing. I think then my message would be just be mindful of stress, and prioritize still, like remember what's important in life. I don't know if I read in a survey somewhere about people in the hospice, close to passing away. They were like interviewed and about their regrets, and most of the people said, well, I regret not spending enough time with my loved ones or with my family, and none of them have said I regret not working
more
enough. So just remember that. I mean, it's good to have a career, it's good to have a job, it's good to have stability, but also remember to enjoy life. That would be my message. And do yoga and meditate. That's very good.
Well, I don't do yoga, but okay. So I have my moment of gratefulness every day. So that's good. and it gives me mental strength. I talked about it in the episode with Brad, actually. So yeah, it's a great thing. It's a great way to start the day. So be grateful. Look, I'm healthy. I'm gonna interview Naza today, so I'm grateful. I have food on the table every day, and it's simple things, but it helps a lot. And Naza, before we close, I always have 3 quick fire questions I ask my guests. So my number 1 question, it's personal finance, but it can be changed to a different topic. But what has been your best investment so far?
Personal development. In terms of, like, I've worked with a coach, actually. I didn't mention it, but I have worked with a coach for a few months to sort of get myself sorted. Books, time, invest time on yourself. Like, I hear it so much from busy people, like, I don't have the time, but, well, you have time to eat, you have time to, shower. So just see it as something, as a necessity, like at 5, 10, 15 minutes a day, read like a few pages in a book or listen to a podcast. Do something that will make you grow.
Excellent investment advice. And do you have a specific book? Because I'm a book freak, and I know some of the listeners really enjoy reading inspiring books. Do you have a book that you would recommend to anyone, and it does not need to be financial?
Well, I have several. My personal favorite is New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. It's like it's a spiritual book. So if you're not into that, then fair enough. Another one that I really think is really important, or that has been life-changing for me, is The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And another book that I have actually not read myself, but it's definitely on my to-do, is 4-Hour Workweek.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm gonna start it soon. I have it in my Kindle already, but yeah.
Yeah, it's in my top 3 as well.
Yeah.
And Naza, last question. You get handed over $1 million or euros. What do you do with that money?
Good question. I would invest in a property. I would open up a yoga studio and invest that money in my business, growing my business. Travel, of course.
Fantastic. And I'm sure Chiang Mai is a great base to start exploring Asia. So that's fantastic. So yeah, Naza, it was a pleasure to talk to you. I think your story is very inspiring, and I'm sure the listeners will be curious to know more about you and your journey. And I will link all your details in the show notes. So I think that will be great. And I wish you a huge success with your new venture and your new life.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. It was a pleasure to share my story.
Well, what a change of lifestyle. And I hope you enjoyed this interview and that you learned something from it. I certainly did. And before we close with the key takeaways, as I said in the introduction, Naza just got her license to be a yoga teacher. So everything is going as planned, it seems. So fantastic. And as well, why don't you join me in sending her a congratulations by sending her a DM on Instagram? I think she will appreciate it. And now let's go for the key takeaways of Naza's story. Number 1, your career and stability can be important to you today, but actually be aware that your values may change depending on life circumstances. And for Naza, it was actually the stress and feeling burnt out from her 9-to-5 job. The second one is that books are powerful and can really change your mindset and can help you overcome mental barriers. The power books have above other media is that, in my opinion, it sparks your imagination and gets you to think. As I wrote before, they are really one of my favorite ways to invest in myself. My third key takeaway is that reading about mindset and positivity is great, but without taking action, it is worthless. And taking action is what actually led Naza to make her drastic moves and turn her life upside down, not posting inspirational quotes with a beautiful sunset on Instagram. Regarding financials, Naza came up with the 3 interesting tips, which I fully agree with. Before making any such drastic lifestyle change, or maybe quitting your job for starting a business or changing job, moving to another city, have some money saved up. It will give you flexibility and that safety cushion. Number 2, prioritize your spending. She was preparing for several months for this project of moving abroad, so she saved up money by changing her lifestyle. She said herself, I quit the posh lifestyle, I sold some clothing. And I really liked her approach as well to build several streams of income. That is quite a smart approach. So she can make money from her yoga classes or her upcoming YouTube channel and website, for example. And to conclude on the takeaways, I really enjoyed what she said at the end of the episode. Career and stability are important, but no one on their deathbed have ever wished they had worked more. Focus on what is important, enjoying life and spending time with your loved ones. So that was it for today. Thank you so much for listening. It really means a lot to me. Make sure you subscribe in Apple Podcast. And of course, please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions or feedback. Send me an email, john@johnnytalks.com, or connect through social media at Johnny Talks on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And amigos, once more, thanks so much for listening, and I'll speak to you next time.